The first time the princess smiled at me, I knew something had gone terribly wrong. Not because she wasn't allowed to smile. Not because I wasn't allowed to see it. But because she wasn't supposed to look at me like that. "Kael," she said softly, her voice echoing through the quiet garden chamber. "Do you ever think about leaving?" I froze. That wasn't a normal question. Not from her. Not to me. "I serve where I'm assigned, Your Highness," I replied carefully, keeping my eyes lowered. "That's how this works." She stepped closer. Too close. Close enough that I could feel the faint warmth radiating from her skin, unnatural, almost like contained starlight. "That's not what I asked," she said. I swallowed. No, it definitely wasn't. "My name is Kael Rin. Officially, I was a diplomatic aide, assigned to assist the Elyrian royal court after humanity surrendered 2 years ago. Unofficially, I was a glorified servant. An attendant. A human placed close to the alien elite so they could observe us, study us, understand how we worked, and maybe, just maybe, control us better. It was supposed to be a meaningless position. Low risk. Low importance. Invisible. Which is exactly why they chose me. Because invisible people don't get noticed. And unnoticed people don't uncover secrets that could destroy empires. The Princess Elyra wasn't what I expected. When humans first heard about the Illyrians, we imagined cold, distant rulers. Perfect beings who saw us as nothing more than a conquered species. And to be fair, most of them did. But not her. She was different. Curious. Quiet. Almost lonely. Her people had features that made them unmistakably alien. Tall, graceful forms, luminous eyes, and yes, those distinct, elegant pointed ears that curved slightly backward. But what stood out most wasn't her appearance. It was the way she looked at things. Like she was always searching for something she couldn't quite find. "Why do you stay?" she asked again. I hesitated. "Because I have nowhere else to go," I said. She studied me. "That's not true." "It is for me." "No," she said softly. "It's just what you've convinced yourself to believe." The first crack. That conversation should have been the end of it. A strange moment. A passing curiosity. But it wasn't. Because after that, she kept asking questions. Not political ones. Not strategic ones. Personal ones. What did Earth feel like? What do humans dream about? What do you fear most? At first I answered carefully. Then honestly. Then openly. And somewhere along the way, I made a mistake. I started to trust her. The forbidden connection. "You're different around me," she said one evening. We were alone in the observation chamber, watching a distant nebula swirl like liquid color across the void. "Different how?" I asked. "You don't pretend." I gave a quiet laugh. "That's because I don't have anything left to lose." She turned to me. "That's not true." "What do you mean?" "You have yourself," she said. "That's something." I looked at her. Really looked. And for a moment, she didn't look like a princess. She looked like someone who understood exactly what it meant to lose everything. The secret I shouldn't know. I didn't mean to discover it. That's the truth. If I could go back, I don't know if I would have stopped myself. But I didn't go looking for it. It found me. It happened during a routine systems check. Part of my job was to assist with internal maintenance. Minor things, nothing sensitive. At least, that's what they thought. But the Illyrians relied heavily on automated systems. And automation has one weakness. It trusts patterns. And I've always been good at spotting patterns. That's when I saw it. A hidden data stream. Encrypted. Buried deep within the royal network. At first I ignored it. Then curiosity got the better of me. And that curiosity changed everything. The truth about the Queen. I expected military data. Strategic plans. Maybe something about controlling human populations. What I found instead made my blood run cold. The Queen. Their ruler. The most powerful being in their empire. She wasn't what she claimed to be. She wasn't even entirely alive. The data logs showed repeated references to neural synchronization, memory reconstruction, consciousness transfer. At first it didn't make sense. Then it clicked. She wasn't a single individual. She was a continuation. A consciousness passed down, host to host, generation after generation. The same mind, the same will, the same ruler, immortal. Or at least, something close to it. And worse, the process wasn't perfect. Fragments degraded over time. Memories overlapped. Personalities blurred. The queen wasn't just immortal. She was unstable. The real danger. If that secret got out, the empire wouldn't just collapse. It would tear itself apart. Because their entire society was built on the belief that the queen was divinely chosen. Unique. Irreplaceable. Not a recycled consciousness clinging to existence. Not a mind slowly losing itself. Not a ruler becoming something unpredictable. I should have erased the data. Walked away. Pretended I never saw it. But I didn't. Because by then, it was already too late. She fell first. You're hiding something, Elyra said. We were in the garden again. The same place it had started. I'm not, I replied. You are. I sighed. Even if I was, it wouldn't be something I could share. She stepped closer. Why not? Because some secrets, I said quietly, aren't meant to be known. She looked at me, and for the first time, there was something else in her eyes. Not curiosity, not loneliness, something deeper. Do you trust me? She asked. I hesitated. And that hesitation? That was my second mistake. Middle, the breaking point. Everything changed the night the queen summoned me. That had never happened before. Not once. Attendants weren't important enough. Not worth her time. But somehow, she knew. I was escorted through corridors I had never seen. Past guards who didn't blink. Through doors that sealed behind me with finality. Until finally, I stood before her. The queen. She was perfect. Too perfect. Every movement precise. Every expression controlled. But now that I knew the truth, I could see it. The slight delay in her reactions. The subtle inconsistency in her gaze. The way her presence felt, layered. Like more than one mind was looking at you at once. You've been very curious, Kael, she said. My pulse slowed. I perform my duties as assigned. Yes, she said. And beyond. There it was. She knew. The confrontation. You accessed restricted data, she continued. I didn't mean to. Intent is irrelevant. Silence. Then, what did you see? She asked. I had a choice. What? Or tell the truth. And somehow, I knew she would know the difference. Everything, I said. For a moment, nothing happened. Then she smiled. And that smile? It wasn't reassuring. It was terrifying. The offer. You're intelligent, she said. Observant. Adaptable. I didn't respond. Those are useful traits, she continued. Especially in uncertain times. What do you want? I asked. She stepped closer. I want your loyalty. I almost laughed. You already have humanity under control. I don't want humanity, she said. I want you. The threat. If that secret spreads, she said softly, everything collapses. I know. And if everything collapses, millions die, I finished. Yes. Silence. Then. So here is your choice, she said. Serve me, and keep the truth buried. Or. She looked at me. And for a brief moment, I saw something beneath the surface. Not power. Not control. Fear. Or watch it all burn. The princess finds out. I shouldn't have told her. But I did. Because she deserved to know. Because she trusted me. Because I couldn't carry it alone anymore. She's not what you think, I said. Elyra frowned. What do you mean? I hesitated. Then, I told her everything. Her reaction. At first, she didn't react. Not anger. Not shock. Just silence. That's not possible, she said finally. It is. No, she shook her head. You're wrong. I wish I was. She stepped back. You're lying. I'm not. You have to be. Her voice cracked. And that was worse than anything else. Because I knew. I had just broken something inside her. The choice that changes everything. You have to come with me, she said suddenly. What? We're leaving. Elyra. No, she said firmly. If this is true, I can't stay here. And go where? Anywhere. That won't solve anything. It will if we expose the truth. I froze. No, I said. Her eyes widened. What? You can't do that. Why not? Because it'll destroy everything. And that's better than living a lie? Yes, I said. The word came out before I could stop it. And the moment it did, I knew. There was no going back. Ending the final conflict. She looked at me like she didn't recognize me. You're choosing her, she whispered. No, I said. I'm choosing survival. At what cost? I didn't answer. Because I didn't have one. The Queen's final move. Guards arrived. Not for me. For her. The princess is to be confined, they said. Elyra didn't resist. She just looked at me. Hurt. Betrayed. Was any of it real? She asked. I wanted to say yes. I wanted to tell her everything. But I didn't. Because the truth would have made it worse. Final ending, extended for retention. Days later. I stood alone in the same garden where it all began. The same place where she had smiled at me. Where she had asked me to leave. Where everything had felt simple. She cared about you, the Queen said from behind me. I didn't turn. I know. And you cared about her. Silence. That's irrelevant now, I said. Is it? I clenched my fist. What do you want? She stepped beside me. Nothing, she said. Because you've already chosen. I looked out at the stars. At a galaxy built on lies. At a future held together by secrets. Did I make the right choice? I asked. For a long moment. She didn't answer. Then, there are no right choices, she said softly. Only necessary ones. I closed my eyes. And somewhere deep down, I realized something. I hadn't saved the Empire. I hadn't protected humanity. I hadn't even protected her. All I had done was choose which truth the galaxy would live with, and which one it would never know.